Welcome to Trybe Talks, the podcast for parents who are trying to do it all and stay sane in the process. I'm Princess Naya, your host and founder of Trybe, your personal parenting assistant. Each week we dive into real conversations, parent hacks, and stories that remind you ain't doing this alone. Now let's get into it. Hey guys, we are here and this is our first ever podcast on tour. And I am joined by the lovely Selina Marie, and we're going to throw her in the deep end and say, who are you, Selena, and where are we, and what's going on?
Right, I'm Selena and I am a lash tech and beautician. We are in Cheshunt at my salon called Selina Marie Lash and Beauty Bar, where you can come here for all your beauty and hairdressing services.
So if we had a big studio audience now, you'd hear, woo! Maybe I'll just add that in, add that in after. So thank you so much for agreeing to, take part in Trybe Talks. It's a really good way for me to speak to other mums. You didn't say that you're a mum, which it's kind of dope, because most mums are like, I'm a mother.
Not with them kids.
Not with them kids. And you didn't lead with that today, which is, it's quite nice and refreshing. So you are a founder and you are a mum. Like, the first question I have for you is, what made you set up your own business?
Probably my kids. The fact that I am a single mum, and for me, it's really hard to work a normal 9 to 5 because I need a way to navigate around life and the kids. So, for example, I want to be present at my son's football games or school plays, etc. So, for me, beauty and being self-employed helped me be able to chop and change between being a mum and being a businesswoman.
Yeah, and do you know what it is people think that, okay, so we make it sound really easier, but what is one of the tough bits that people don't really see? Because it's like, you can be flexible, but what is the downside of you being able to be flexible?
Okay, the downside for me, I would say, would be probably...
Well, like, not even downside, like a hurdle that you have to jump that a normal 9 to 5 person ain't really gonna have to jump. Because I suppose if you need to be somewhere, you can't just book time off. Well, you can, but at the same time,
you have to be strict. So there are certain things that I do miss out on because I need to keep the shop open.
Yeah.
And I think if you don't have the staff 24/7 in your shop able to keep it open, the juggle is you being here whilst being at home.
Yeah.
I think for me, I made sure my shop was next to where I live as well.
Okay.
So I was able to go to and from.
To make it a bit more convenient.
Yeah, but I think, just, there's a saying, isn't there, that when people say, oh, I wanted more time, so I end up being self-employed, but now you work
24/7. Yeah,
that is me.
Yeah, no, I hear that, and I think that we're in a day and age now where it's really easy to just throw a business up on Instagram, be a entrepreneur, or I'm working for myself, and there's a massive side of business that I think is just not really spoken about, like the company taxes, the company formation. Like, okay, I'm going to be quiet for a sec, guys, because I can't talk while she does this bit.
Look up quickly.
Leading on from what I was saying about it's so easy to just set up a company overnight, like an Instagram social media company, that there's a lot of stuff that goes in on the back end that people don't really realize, and although yes, it is great to have freedom, working for yourself also comes with the compliances, like how do you deal with the fact of when you go abroad or you go on holiday, how do you deal with like holiday pay for yourself? Like, because if you shut up, do you know what I mean? Like, how does that work? How do you manage that?
I try and get as many girls as possible to work while I'm away.
Okay.
So I still have a source of income coming in the shop. But there have been times where, when I very first opened up, that I didn't have anyone. So the shop is closed for that time period, which means there is no extra income.
And it's not even extra, it's just income.
Not even extra, just income, there is none. But then I will use that time wisely to then do some admin, make sure I get some promos out, etc. So when I do come back, I'm busy again.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's like, it's, you have to have the highs and lows. Like, it's not all going to be plain sailing. Like, even when you're in a 9 to 5, you get 4 glorious weeks off for the year. But I suppose now you've set up your own business. And can I just say something? Selena's got this bed Peter thing going on here, and it's feeling extremely luxurious. I could fall asleep. So I just think that, it's you being able to forecast how you manage that going forward, so that you can actually have more time off. Do you know what I mean? So it's like short in the beginning, it's tough in the beginning, but then I suppose you just, it just develops and you change and you adapt and you learn to do things to make it work for your actual industry.
Absolutely.
I think even for myself, like, especially when I had Kizzy, I was so scared of being out of the business that I thought that it was going to crumble with me not being there. And it took me years to get it to a stage where now you can actually be on maternity leave and things are still actually happening.
Absolutely.
So once you crack that bit, it all kind of falls into place and makes a lot more sense.
I have got more strict in making sure I take them days off when I need. Because like you said, the circus still runs. Yeah,
it still runs, and nothing's gonna happen. It's fine. Okay, You've got me, and I think that there's a massive spotlight on the no days off. Gym every day, work every day, hustle every day, and it's like, well, actually no, because you need to stop, you need to breathe, you need to recenter, you need to, recalibrate. Is that how you say it? Like, get yourself into a place of just neutral. Because how do you know what step to take next if you're just always going?
People do struggle with that as well. The minute I close my shop, I get remarks, of, closing up again. And I'm like, I'm going to my son's football game.
Yeah, that's insane. Absolutely. But this is why I've done this.
Exactly that. This is why I've done this. So I am able to go to his football games or whatever it may be.
And even for yourself, like, do you actually make time for yourself, or do you always just prioritize the kids over everything?
I try and make time for myself. Before I open up the shop, I hit the gym.
Okay.
So that is me time. And then I will do my first client around 10 a.m. Just so I can have that extra bit in the morning, sort myself out, go to the gym, sort myself out, and then come to work.
Yeah, and I suppose it's like, without doing the little healthy bit, you'd just be sitting down, like, do you know what I mean? And it's just become a lot. And I think that the discipline to do that is really tough. Like, I don't know why it is, but it's so hard to make sure you carve out time to go to the gym or exercise or the me time. Because you're always thinking, but I could throw a client in at 8 or like at 9 and just, that could be extra income. So where did that discipline come from? Have you always been disciplined?
No, I haven't always been disciplined. I think it comes from realizing that my clients are going to be here no matter what. If you do a good enough job at your work, if you do go on holiday, they will be waiting for you when you get back.
True.
It took me a while because I used to panic. I need to be able to do this client. I need to be able to do that client. Now I'm like, no, I'm off this day. I'll be in tomorrow. And they will book in.
And we will wait.
We will wait. Well, that's it.
We will take whatever you can give us, Selena.
Exactly that. But that is a worry and a panic that, clients not returning. But once you've built up, a relationship with your clients, they always return. As long as you're giving a good service.
No, it's true. And also it's like, you have to think, like, look how far I travel from. Like, I'm over an hour away and I make the journey because the service is great. Obviously the chat is really, really great as well, but it is. And I think that once you work on your craft and that's your business and you're making sure that your service is the thing that is most important, then everything else will kind of fall into place. Being disciplined and saying, listen, I have to have this time. I'm really sorry, but you can't, it's not 24/7, 24/7, So talk to me about, so how old are your boys?
So Damien is 21 now.
Oh my days, 21?
Yeah, his birthday was in March. Well, both of my boys are in March. Damien's 21 and JC just turned 12.
And how do you find the age gap? Like, what is that?
I love the age gap. I love the age gap. The age gap is helpful in the sense that Damien helps me a lot with his brother.
Okay.
So I'll be like, I'm working till late today, make sure he comes home from school, does this, has his dinner, he'll heat up his dinner for him, etc. The age gap is great.
Oh, I love that.
But in saying that, people go, there must not be no fighting and stuff like that. There is non-stop arguing between the two of them. But other than that, no, that age gap is great. And especially when it came to opening up the shop, you know.
Yeah.
My eldest was really, really helpful. And it was nice for them to see me do this.
Yeah, do something for yourself and be able to create something out of nothing. I think kids watching their parents do positive stuff like this it can only be beneficial. Like there's no downside. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think sometimes when you are building a business, you do have to tell your kids no sometimes, because it's like, well, no, mummy's working.
Yeah.
And there does become that mum guilt sometimes of, am I saying that too much?
Yeah.
But it's like, in the day and age that we live in, we're pushed to work.
Yeah.
So what better way to work than say, look, I'm creating something that is ours.
Yeah.
You know, like when it's
exactly.
half term, you can come and work in the shop if you want.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or okay, you can just use that room out the back to do whatever it is that you want to do.
JC's had his PlayStation set up and everything in the back.
There you go.
before. Yeah.
You see, and then in that way, it's like, this is mummy's, it's ours. It's not for somebody else, which I think it's really nice to see, and especially in our culture as well. I think going back years and years ago, you didn't really see a lot of business owners that look like us.
Yeah.
You know, so being able to do that now, I think is so powerful, man. Like it's...
Absolutely.
So how do you manage, so obviously your eldest one's probably managing his own life right now. Well, I would hope so, but you know, they do say...
Trying
to. How do you manage your younger one's diary? Like what are your go-to solutions?
His schedule is crazy. And before I do anything, I have to check his.
Hold on a second. Did you just say you check his before your own?
Before my own, I check
That's hilarious.
his. I work everything around his schedule. Obviously, him being younger, he can't do anything without me.
Yeah.
So I have to. I'll give you an example. On a Saturday, he plays football. So I get to work at 8 a.m. do my clients. I leave work at 11 a.m. pick him up, take him to his game, and then come back to work and work until about 8 o'clock at night, because I took that chunk out during the day.
Okay.
Yeah. So I manage it. It's not easy, but it gets done. And that's the flexibility of being, you know, self-employed.
And listen, but where do you, like, are you writing this down? Like, how are you, like, physically managing that? Because it sounds like you have that in your head.
I have that in my head because it's part of our schedule. But yeah, well, I do have a paper diary.
Okay.
I'm old school.
To keep notes and stuff.
Yeah. We have a planner in the house that JC checks what's going on today.
Oh wow, amazing.
So he'll just look at Tuesday and this is what I've got going on.
Yeah, know what's happening.
So he'll know. Because I am at work, he has to sort himself out for football. So I have to make sure the planner is there for him to be able to look at.
And how important do you think having that planner is?
Very.
Yeah.
Very, 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 very. Because it can get messy at times, especially when things change. Or the coach messaged us the other day and was like, can he come on, I think it was Tuesday, for a football game? So, you know, I was like, go and check your schedule and see what you got. And he was like, yeah, no, I can do in the afternoon.
Oh, lovely.
So it's good for him to be able to look at and see what he's got going on before he can commit to things too.
Yeah, I suppose that is good. And it's good, like, as they get older, it's like teaching like a line of independence.
Yeah.
And just him understanding that this is how we fit stuff in. It doesn't just fall into place.
Exactly.
You know, we have to make decisions and choices and stuff like that.
Exactly that. So, yeah.
Do you know, it's funny though, because I remember the other day, I'm sure it was like a couple of weeks ago, maybe even less. So my cousin Shani, she gets her lashes done here. She bussed me basically.
We love Shani.
And she said, oh, because something, I think you had to change her appointment time or something. And she said, she referenced something about your son's football. And now I understand what she meant when I can't even remember what she said, but she said something about, oh, he can wait, can't he wait? Or something like that. But it was so funny. And now I'm like, oh, I get it, because you take the chunk out in the day.
Absolutely that. And may I just add, Shan gets on JC's absolute
nerves. Yeah.
I'm like, oh, blah, 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 because of JC. And she's like, oh, JC. And JC's like, oh,
Shan. Yeah. It's so funny. Oh, but it's nice. It's like so community vibes. Do you know what I mean? Like, in terms of just having your own business and having your clients understand you and understand that, you know, your family does come first, you know, and we're all here for it. Yeah, we all want our lashes done. But at the end of the day, like, you know, the kids are really, really important.
And they all do understand. They really do. And I think having my clients for years, they've got to know my kids.
Yeah.
So for them, when I say Jace got this, they're like, oh, enjoy, send me pictures.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I think that's the beauty of you being a really transparent person in your business.
Yeah.
Because it's not like corporate. It's very professional, but it's not so corporate that you feel like you can't, just be yourself.
Yeah.
And then understanding who you are and what you've been through and what you're doing.
Yeah.
Just really allows for your clients to work with you on that.
Yeah.
And I think that in service-based industries and any industry, once you understand the founder, and what they're doing and how hard they're working, it just makes everything a lot easier.
It does.
Even though we never want to be cancelled getting your lashes done. I'm not going to lie.
Exactly
and that never happens anyway, but
Yeah. So that is one thing I try and stick to. Cancellations I try and keep to a minimum.
Yeah.
And that is why having a planner, diary is so important as well. So you don't double book or double cross what's going on.
So you mentioned your elder son in terms of basically being a support network with your younger son. Who would you say is your tribe when helping with your kids?
My tribe when looking after my kids would probably be family and close friends.
Okay.
So one of my friends was his nursery worker, and she has always helped with childcare or getting him extra places that I need, etc. So that's always useful. And I would say other mums.
Okay.
So especially like football mums.
Yeah.
We all work together.
Oh, sick.
We're all in the same place, so we all understand. So one of his friends, we'll help each other. So she'll be like, do you want to do Wednesday? And I do Friday.
Oh, okay. So it's like you find your little community in the activities that they do.
Yes.
And then you're able to then shift responsibilities amongst each other because you're all understanding what's going on.
Exactly that.
That's really dope. Like, Kizzy's only 8, so I don't really feel like I've got there with anything like that yet. Do you know what I mean? Because it's still very much like, she can't be out of my sight.
Yes.
However, you can see as they get older, it's so important that you have that. Because like you could just be running 10 minutes behind, man.
Yeah.
And it's so nice to be able to say, okay, cool, can you just grab him for me for a sec?
Exactly that. And that's what a lot of us mums do with each other as well. Like you said, if you're running late, I was taking one of the boys to football the other week, and then after football he had an appointment. His mum was stuck in traffic. I was like, it's fine, I can get him to the appointment.
Yeah.
So, I met her there.
Oh, so dope, man.
Able to help each other.
Yeah, and I think that's what, as mums, that's what you kind of need. Yeah. And do you think that only comes through activity? Because if he wasn't doing football, do you think that you would find that in another activity community? Do you know what I mean? Like
even just school.
Just normal school.
Yeah. I was like that even with my eldest and the parents there.
So what was you in like the mum's WhatsApp group?
Yes.
You were one of those, Selena.
It's the worst.
Do you know what? I think that was one of the things I really dreaded when Kizzy went to school. They're like, oh, join the WhatsApp group.
Yeah, chasing you. Mum.
Oh, I need to archive that, man. I don't want to talk to anyone. And then now, I changed Kizzy's school and I'm in the new WhatsApp group. And I do really believe that it's who's actually in the group and what information they're putting in the group,
Absolutely.
Whether or not it's worthwhile and how it makes you feel. Because I feel like in this WhatsApp group, it's informative. The reminders are very specific and clear.
There's
best. Not much, Jonathan's got a bogey nose and just beware of the, I don't know, whatever else is going on because he's not well. I don't want to hear all of that. Yeah. But the reminders, the cohesive information, I think is really, really, really good. Absolutely. And in the group I'm in at the moment, there's loads of dads, which I found, I don't know, I just found it really strange because in the last school, I don't think there was one dad in the group. There were all mums.
We don't have dads in our group.
Really?
We don't.
But then this is primary school.
Yeah. No, I mean in the primary school one, we didn't have dads.
But that's what I mean. No, I find that really weird.
The football ones, yes. And the secondary school one,
there's dads in there.
That. But
so hold on a second. Hold on. Secondary school is WhatsApp groups as well?
Yes.
No, Selena. I thought it ended at primary.
No.
What the hell is there a WhatsApp
20
group?
years deep.
But why in the secondary?
So let me tell you something. I found the secondary more useful than the primary.
Really?
Yeah. So my son went to a feeder school. So
what does that mean? Sorry for people that don't understand.
So the primary school that he went to, majority of his class, I think 29 out of 30 kids went to the same secondary school.
Okay, so it's like they're setting them up for the next
Yeah, so it's got the same name. Obviously, we're on camera, so I'm not going to say the name, but yeah, both schools have the same name. So most people that go to that primary go to that secondary. Okay. It's one road from each other.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, so because us parents knew that we was all going to the school, they just changed the group.
Oh, they kept it.
Yeah, kept the same group, changed it, added whoever they needed to. So it is still only our primary school plus a couple extra mums. So it's not like the whole year group. That would be too much. But when I say that, it's so useful because in primary school, you're very much in touch with the teachers, the parents, etc. You have to do the drop-offs, go inside the school. By the time your kids hit secondary, you drop them off at the gate. If you drop them off, exactly that. And then that's it, they're gone. So you know nothing about what's going on during the day or, you know, later on in the week.
Anything.
Yeah, exactly. So
are you even eating your lunch?
Yes, yeah. So that group is helpful in the sense, like the other day, they was like, don't forget, we got a late start. Everyone forgot. Everyone forgot. Okay. So we was like, thank you, because otherwise Jason would have been at school a whole hour and a half early.
Okay.
So it is helpful, definitely, with the secondary school. Being out of the loop, you kind of just...
Yeah, and I mean, one busy day at work and you're just off the grid. Do you know what I mean?
So the teachers might send out an email and I've missed it because I haven't checked my emails, but the WhatsApp group's going to ping on my phone and I see it and then it's like brilliant.
No, that is so good. Like, I think one of the things is that I struggle with is the signing off forms and stuff. You know, it's like for some reason, the forms are always urgent and then it's always like the day before that they need. And I'm like, well, I didn't even see this.
See, so there's 3 of us and we do each other's forms. We sign each other's kids' forms.
Now you're a genius.
Yeah, literally. So JC's all year, I haven't filled out one form for his school football team because one of the mums just prints it out. She does all the football. Yeah, so she just prints it out, signs it on my behalf. And
I love that. Do you know, it sounds like really shared responsibility.
Absolutely.
Because everyone's just got so much going on. So the person with the, you know, the most time, or maybe that's her thing that she's good at. Do you know what I mean? Like you're able to lean into that.
Well, that's it. She's always in office, so she's always next to her printer and this, and always in her emails.
It's so convenient.
She's just taken that responsibility, which is great because it takes a little weight off my shoulder.
Yeah, no, listen. I feel like I need to be in more groups now because if someone's doing one of my jobs.
Exactly. When we talk about a village, it's you really need one.
Yeah, no, I think that you're right. You know, what would be your advice to people that don't have a village and maybe they're shy, they're not really people that, you know, they're the ones that don't want to be in the WhatsApp group, they don't want to talk to anyone and don't understand how beneficial that little mini network could actually be?
I would say you have to come out your comfort zone. So when I moved around here 12 years ago, I knew nobody and I have no family local. So it was really important for me to build a village myself. And I wouldn't say I'm the most outgoing person either because the parents always laugh at me because I've got my sunglasses on and I'm trying to get in and out of that school gate, you know. I'm not necessarily the mum that helps with like PTA stuff and plays and this and that. I will be there, but I'm not that parent.
Okay.
So it was important for me to kind of step out of my comfort zone and meet these parents we left both of my kids in year 6 at that primary school and us parents were nearly crying our eyes out. Because, and then if I look at when I first started there, I would never thought I would have made such great friendships with these parents. Never. Because like I said, I was not that confident, didn't know anyone in the area as well. So it was, I would definitely say you have to just step out your comfort zone. I don't know what other advice than that, and try and build those relationships with other parents.
And I suppose it's like just being open to the opportunity because you might step out your comfort zone, you might be open, and there might be no one there that you're gelling with, and it just might not even work.
Yeah.
However, if you don't do it to begin with, then you're never ever going to know. And I think that is probably really, really important. I mean, even like now, I feel like I'm even closer with some of the mums from Kizzy's old school now than I was before when I was there.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, what? Like, how come we're, like I'm picking up one of their kids to come hang out, but it's like, you don't realize that you're seeing these people every day and there could be someone that is just right up your street that could be really helpful, as you said, like in your community, in your tribe, doing things and helping you out in areas that, you just might need the help.
And you will, like you just said, you will find people that you more connect with.
Yeah.
So although we had that big WhatsApp group, we had a WhatsApp group with just 6 of us.
Okay.
And those 6 parents, we helped each other. We It wasn't that we wasn't, you know, involved with the other kids
No, but
as
you just
well.
find your vibe, innit?
Exactly that. Exactly
Yeah, and
that.
not all
So,
parents parent the same. Like we
Yes.
are all very, very different.
Yeah.
And I think that sometimes it's like, you know, you just kind of want to roll with the people that are in the vision that you're in.
Absolutely.
Because it does make life a lot easier.
does.
And it's still good to connect with the other people because you're learning their habits and
Yes.
what they're doing.
Yeah.
But it just might be easier to lock in a certain fashion with certain people.
Absolutely. So that 6, if I was running late from work, I would just put it in the group.
Their group, yeah.
Running late. Is
Help me
anyone
out.
around? Yeah. And then, like, you know, 3 of
SOS.
them would be like, I'm around, you know, and then you know that it's cool. So yeah, I would definitely say try and find at least.
Moms really have a superpower of just swooping in and saving another mom's ass.
Absolutely.
Like out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
And I think that the older your kids get, the more you kind of start to realize that you have to. It's better to lean on each other than to shy away.
Yeah.
Because that's where the help's gonna come. So they call you a football mum. What does that mean? Obviously, I have a daughter, so the football mum thing for me is, you know, what does football mum look like?
Football mum looks like. I should just open the boot of my car and show you.
What have you got in there? So what's in your boot? What is in the boot?
So we got 3 chairs.
What is that like? Is that the chairs to sit on?
Yeah,
the pitch?
fold out
Okay.
chairs. Yeah, we got those. Got blankets, bottles of water, extra shin pads, boots, change of trainers. I have wellies because you don't know what condition you're gonna be at.
And when did this
what
start,
pitch.
Selena? Like, because you sound very experienced, but what did it look like when you
am
first
very
started out?
experienced. So JC
Like
was
the
about-
first one. Like, when was the first? Do you know what I mean? That first, like, wow, I need a kit. I need things.
all of this.
Yeah.
I think straight away because of my nephew.
Okay.
So I already
You've
knew-
seen it. You've seen it
Yes.
with your nephew.
Yeah, exactly that. So I was like, right, need chairs, need this, need spare that. But obviously, first season of him playing, then you really realise that you have to have all this stuff with you. Some of the days are long-winded. We was at a football tournament on Tuesday, so you're there for so many hours.
Wow.
So you need to be prepared.
Yeah, because in my head, I'm like, if my kid was playing football, I'll be in the car. But then I suppose that you don't want to be in a car because you want to see what's going on all at the same time. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Oh, you're into it. Once you're a football mum, you are it. You are on the sideline. The other week, his coach was like, I don't think I can make it to training. I was like, do you want me to step in? He was like, no, Selena.
did you have one of them long coats?
Yes,
You did the
of course
coat.
I
Okay.
do.
In my head, I feel like, I just want the coat.
Yeah.
I'm not a football mum. I really want
The
the
long
football
coat. Listen, you need the coat.
flask?
Because the flask, when the wind is blowing and it is pouring with rain, you are drenched. You are drenched. I've left with all of my clothes soaked.
Are you
through.
serious?
Yeah. That's why I always keep
So
spare
all right,
clothes in
so
the car.
this might sound really ignorant. So there's no indoor. It's just definitely.
No.
Really?
Snow. I was sitting outside in the snow.
My gosh, that's dedication.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's such dedication, man. Like the thing is, when you have children and they're locked into their activities, it becomes a real massive part of your life, doesn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, football is my life. Like someone said to me, what are you doing this weekend? I said, I'm going to JC's game and then I'm watching the football game at home with the boys. You know, football is our life.
And was that a choice? Like, did you fall into that because that's what they're into? Or
Yeah.
like, okay.
Because my eldest wasn't into football.
Oh, he wasn't into football?
No, he was more into basketball.
Wow.
But he wasn't into football. He was more of the academic kid.
Okay.
And JC was he knew straight away football was what he wanted to do from young. So just automatically knew that I was going to find him a team and put him on it. I mean, he was training before he was even on a team.
Wow.
From like 3 years old. So
3 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cute.
from 3, yeah. So we always knew that was something he was going
wanted
to
to
do. Yeah. So, but once you're in it, you're just so involved that, like I said, you become used to it because it's part of your routine. Mm-hmm. So I know it's half term right now, so we got a break besides the tournament we had. But I know Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday is all football.
Wow. It's crazy, man. Like, do you know what? It's really nice when kids have something that they're locked into. Because obviously it gives them a little, sense of purpose at a really young age and something to look into. How do you like manage your expectations of him in terms of how far he's going to go? Because I'm aware that sometimes kids just get to an age and they're like, yeah, don't want to do that anymore. Like, what happens what is your journey in terms of making sure that they complete their mission, but not overdoing it so that maybe they're doing something that they no longer want to do?
Yeah. So I was literally going to answer with that, making sure it's something they want to do, because my eldest was in dance and he started that because his friend was doing it.
Okay.
And the dance school he was at was wicked, street dance, break dance, go and do competitions, etc. He really, really loved it. And then he got to an age where he wasn't feeling it no more. And I forced him to continue to go. And then literally, I was like, no.
You're still doing it?
Yeah. And then once he hit his teenage years, it was like, actually, no, I don't want to go to dance. And then I had to accept that it wasn't him no more.
Yeah.
The difference is with the football is that it was his choice.
Okay.
I would always push him to train and stay in football. The reason being is because I think, especially for boys, it's really important for them to have something that keeps them busy.
Yeah, yeah.
When he is older and he will want to hang out with his friends, he has to train 4 or 5 times a week. So,
and that's the thing, that's for me, I think to myself, when, they just change their minds, and how do you prepare to manage that? Because it's almost like, if you don't want to do it anymore, don't do it. But actually, no, you are going to do it, because it's actually going to be so much more beneficial for you when you come out the other side and realize that you don't even really want to hang out with them kids.
Exactly.
Like hang out with your football kids in football class. So
yeah.
It's really, I think it's really tough for parents.
If they love it and it's something, like I said, JC did love it, whereas Damien didn't.
Yeah. So you kind of know.
Force him. Yeah.
Okay.
He has no choice now. We're in.
Yeah.
That's it. We're going to take it all the way. We had a conversation the other day and he said, Mum, what happens if I don't want to play ball no more?
Okay.
I said, well, then you let me know, and then you figure out what you do want to do.
Yeah. Okay, so that's fair.
Yeah. And he said, because, when I'm older, I might not want to be a footballer. He was like, but I definitely want to work in something in football. He was like managing, coaching, etc. So
he's thinking big. He's actually thinking really big.
Exactly that. So I know that that's what he wants to do in general anyway. So I have to be hard and make him stick at it.
Yeah. And I think that's the job as a parent. You decide where you're standing, and you're either going to be I'm going to be, help you via being a sergeant and making sure you get the job done, or I'm just going to take my foot off the pedal and say, do whatever it is that you want to do.
Yeah.
And it's a really difficult choice to make. But I think what you said makes sense to me. Is that it depends on the child.
Yeah.
And each child is different, and you'll know how hard to push and when not to, depending on the child.
Yeah, exactly.
And I suppose that's it's proper, really, really important. It's just hard. I watched that. Have you seen the film King Richard?
No.
Oh my gosh, Selena, you need to watch King Richard. It's about Serena Williams and Venus Williams' dad, and what he done in their early years, and it will show you what his approach in parenting shaped both of their futures in its entirety. Without him doing what he done, they might not have reached the heights. So I don't think they would have.
Really?
I don't think, yeah. They wouldn't have reached the heights because he was so focused on their development, their discipline, the amount that they practiced, the connections. Like he done the most.
Okay.
Like whenever I'm like doing the most of Kizzy, I'm like, I'm on my King Richard shit, man.
I'm gonna
take it to the next level. Yeah, no, honestly, it's such a powerful thing, and it really makes you realize that a lot of the greats, and I'm talking about, the Michael Jacksons, the Beyoncés, the Serena, the Venus, all of these people, they never got there by themselves.
No.
They had a really, really, really sick tribe, and their family and whoever was orchestrating and helping them from a young age, it was all intentional.
Yeah.
It's not by mistake. Yeah. Like, they say this thing about, you got to put 10,000 hours in. They put 10,000 hours in before they was bloody 7 years old.
Absolutely.
In one particular craft.
Absolutely.
So they were definitely given the experience and the practice that they needed to have the chance at being great.
Yeah.
Where I think a lot of children and our kids and, their generation, they're looking at these TikTok successes and thinking that you can just make it out of nowhere.
Absolutely.
And the fact of the matter is you can't make it out of nowhere. You have to put your graft in.
Yeah.
And maybe you have to fall over a lot of times, but you get back up, and one day everything will kind of piece together.
That's it. Even at this young age, my son's had a lot of bad days in football. Like, we've moved teams because of, the politics behind the scenes of, the coaches blatantly doing things that are unfair, or using favoritism, or parents using their money to get their kids to the top.
Which is it's happening, man.
Oh, my son, we've dealt with that, and I blatantly said to the coach, it's not fair. You shouldn't pick them out of favoritism, and you shouldn't be doing it on what parent can offer you
the most.
a check. When we're all paying the same fees. It is difficult.
But then I suppose those lessons are really important at this day and age, because you fast forward 10 years and it's still going to be happening.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But now you're prepared.
Yeah.
Because you're like, okay, cool, we can see it coming. We know what's going to happen here. So you can kind of navigate a little bit better. Whereas if you wasn't privy to it, how do you then navigate that if it did happen 10 years later? Because then it would be like a real big blow.
Absolutely.
So it's good that you're actually going through these things and discussing them with your son and having it. It's known, these are not secrets. These things just happen.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Excuse me. Hi, everyone.
Kizzy, we're recording.
So, hi, podcast people. I just had to tell you, I have a free course for kids like me. It's called Money Jazz. And it's so cool because it teaches us how to save, spend, and even invest. I'm basically a mini millionaire in training right now.
Kizzy?
Parents, you can get it for free. Yep, free. Just click the link in the description. Thank you so much for listening to my very important announcement. Okay, Mum, you can finally have your podcast back now.
Thanks, Kizzy. Right, where were we? It's just crazy, like, just to think that it's the kids, the politics and the kids' games. But I feel like it's like that everywhere. Even like politics. The stage coaching and the drama schools and the dance academies, and, sometimes, and it's funny because I always talk to my daughter about, working hard, and I really never try to praise the result. I always try to praise the hard work that she's put in. And say, no matter the result, as long as you've put in 100%, then you're good. Do you know what I mean?
Agree. That's a lot with Jason's like football trials. I'm like, listen, as long as you try.
As long as you try.
Yeah. It doesn't matter whether you make it or not, make it through or not.
Just trying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I think there's just such a massive spotlight on results that the kids would cheat to get the result over work hard because they think, but if I get the result, then it's going to make everyone happy. And it's like, well, no, you have to, I want you to go through the
hard work as well.
Go through the hard work. But encouraging kids to do hard work is so hard. It's so hard. It's so hard.
My worst moment as a parent was, that COVID era where we had to do the homeschooling.
Yeah, because he was really young then. So that missed me. It was that hard.
It was horrible.
Really?
It was absolutely horrible. And then I think towards the end I just gave up, and I think the teachers even gave up.
I think everyone gave up. From what I saw online, have you seen that meme when it's like Johnny had 2 apples on the guy and it's vexed, like he's so rigid. But Johnny had, it's so like it's just a lot, and it shows you like what they're doing in schools. Like it's very, very like. It's boring, which means that their attention is not going to be long. So what do you expect? Like, it's boring.
My friend's a teacher, and she cannot teach her own child.
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, I can't. She cannot do it.
It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. Like I'm quite lucky. Kizzy's she actually really enjoys learning, more so than I want to teach.
Okay.
Can you read? Can you read me this book? I'm like, oh, really? What does this word mean, Mum? I'm like, Alexa, what does so and so mean? It's really intense. But the love of learning, you just want to nurture and just say, give them as much as they can in the areas that they want to learn. And not push things onto them that they're not really interested in.
I wish I was in a position to homeschool. Oh, I wish.
This is the thing.
Wish.
But it's like homeschooling could be like, and also there's a difference between homeschooling and home education that I've learned along my little journey.
Okay.
And home education is where you teach in your style. So it's like you could say, okay, today we're going to do cooking. And you've taught them how to cook. And that is a lesson in itself. It's not just sitting down doing books.
Yeah.
It's completely different. It's on the field. You know, like I took Kizzy out of school last year. We went to Jamaica, and obviously it was unauthorized. And I thought to myself, the amount she's learned in that 2 weeks in Jamaica, she's freed turtles on the beach. She was at a tennis academy. Like, you can't tell me that she didn't, like, she was not better off being on holiday than being in the four walls in school under your prison light.
Yeah.
You know, doing learning about, I don't know, King Henry VIII or whatever it is that they were teaching at the time. It's like, it's insane.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do 100% think that schools are training our children to be a part of the system.
Yes.
So there's not much you can really rely on them to do. You know, you have to rely on yourself to bring your child whatever it is that you want to bring to them. So I don't really complain about the school system. It's like, oh, you know, don't teach this, they don't teach that. It's like, they're never going to do that.
No.
Like, they're not going to teach your kids about money. They're not going to teach your kids about balancing a credit card. They're not going to teach them about good debt, bad debt, how to mortgage a house and the interest rates and compound interest. They're not teaching them none of that.
Jason asked me that last month. He's like, Mum,
Did he?
how'd you get a mortgage?
Oh, I love that.
He
What
was
did
like,
you say?
And then I was just sending him through the bank and blah, blah. And that was it. He was like, how'd you buy a house? And then I was trying to explain to him the process. And he was like, oh, and then I was thinking in my head, wow, they really do not learn any type of money management.
They don't. They don't.
Like you said, debt, anything.
No, nothing. It's all like nothing. And also it's like I hear a lot of people talk about it, but what are you doing differently at home with your kids? You cannot rely on other people to teach the things that you want your child to learn.
Absolutely.
You have to be able to do it yourself.
Yeah.
And then because we don't really understand a lot of the stuff ourselves, we get scared.
Yeah.
Because then I'm thinking, oh, how do I explain about compound interest again? Shit, do I even understand it myself? I need to go and relearn. And then it's on your parents to relearn something to them. But that's our job. Like, you know, and I feel like school is great. It's an amazing childcare. Yeah. However, free childcare. However, you really do have to make the decisions yourself of what you want to bring to your children.
Yeah.
You can't rely on other people. I really believe in that.
No.
However hard it is, because it's hard. It is so hard. So hard to think of all the answers because we don't know all the answers. What did we learn when we were at school?
Yeah.
I can't even remember. I can't even tell you what I learned at school.
No,
I'll be honest.
I can't.
Like, what was that?
I can't at all.
All I remember from primary school was doing dances in the assembly. And secondary school, I've done the same thing. I was doing cabaret.
PE. That's what I remember. I remember
PE, yeah, you remember PE because remember they pulled out that big wooden thing, and you could do your little climbing. Do you remember? I don't know about in your school, but in my school, I don't feel like they hardly ever took it out.
No.
And he was like, "Please, are we doing apparatus today? Please, please, please." It was like once a year they rolled it out.
I saw something on Instagram the other day, and it was some boy saying, "Do you remember these in the school hall?" He was like, and they never came out. They never came out.
Ever. I think twice. I remember the rope. I really wanted to climb the rope, man.
Yeah.
And it's like maybe twice in the whole of primary school did I get a chance to climb that rope. And then by then they were blowing the whistle and it weren't your turn anymore anyway. So it's like, what? Maybe someone had an accident or something because they were quite high. When you look at it now, you're like, ooh, bit high.
Yeah.
And the mats.
Bit unsafe, yeah.
So but exactly. So what did we remember from school? Nothing. Well, nothing that would really give you, I don't know,
life skills.
Yeah, there's no life skills.
Yeah.
But again, it's like, it's not for us to complain. It's just for us to provide the solutions and say like,
sure.
okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah. So I spoke to my friend yesterday and JC's meeting up with her son today, and she said that she's done this new thing with her son where she is teaching him a new life skill. Every holiday. So he learned to make lasagna the other day.
Oh, I love that.
And then, so during half term, she spends the whole half term teaching him
different things.
Yeah.
But fun stuff. So it's,
Yeah. Or no, even stuff like ironing or, like to use
real
the washing
life
machine.
skills. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
That's so good.
So I was like, I'm going to steal that off you.
Yeah, that one really makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, as you said, and these are activities they're learning, but they're going to we'll remember them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I just don't know if I'd want Kizzy anywhere near my washing. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit young.
I always say to the boys, I'm going out now, do not touch the oven.
Do not touch the oven, don't touch the washing machine, and don't run the tap. Yeah. It's just these small things.
The air fryer is great though.
I really want to get one of those.
Do you not have one?
No, I don't have one. But someone was saying that to me the other day because you can literally cook a whole meal in it.
Yeah, well, JC, if his friend's over, he'll be like, I'm just going to throw in these chicken strips and chips.
Really?
Yeah, because it's just so easy. Pour it in, switch it on, done.
No, definitely. I'm going to need to invest in one of those.
Definitely. When it comes to them cooking, without him having to touch the oven or stove.
Yeah, because it gets techie, man. Even with the toaster, I'm like, okay, you can put the toaster in, but be careful, like if it gets stuck or like it's just.
JC rang me the other week and he was like, I said, where's your brother? He said, sleeping. He said, but my waffle got stuck in the toaster. I said, so what did you do? He said, I got a fork and.
Oh, Selena!
I was like, oh my God.
Did you turn the plug off?
I said, don't go in the kitchen no more, please, until I come home. And I had to speak to him. He was like, no way. And I was just like, I'm sure I already taught him this.
Yeah, no, you have, but they don't retain it, man.
Lord. He said, I got a fork and took it out.
Fork.
I was like, wow. Wow.
And you think yourself, all the dangers, it's just one of them things.
I set my mum's house on fire with a toaster.
Did you?
When I was younger, yeah, her whole kitchen burnt down. We lost everything.
What? Are you being serious?
I promise.
How did you do that with a toaster?
Oh, I don't know if I should say on camera. I'm really
oh my
sorry,
gosh,
Mum.
seriously? No, Selena spilled the tea.
I was making toast and it come out and it was a little bit burnt. So I said, I'm going to keep seeing how burnt I can get this.
I'm dying.
I was young mad. And I kept putting it down. And then obviously I didn't know that ashes catch on fire.
In the bottom, yeah.
Yeah, and back in the day, you'd have curtains in your kitchen.
Oh my days.
Yeah. And then
So what did you do? Did you run out?
I saw the fire and then I said, not my business. And I turned around and I closed the kitchen door and got on.
Smartest thing you did.
Yeah, and just got on with life. And then,
well, you just got on with life,
and then
Selena, you didn't tell anyone.
My brother, so above the kitchen window, there's a window above. And my brother said, I think there's a fire. And he quickly ran in my mum's room, wake up, mum. Yeah, and there was flames everywhere.
My days.
I'm really sorry.
But no, listen, I think I don't even know if my mum knows this, but I decided that I was going to make my own hair oil. I don't know what I was thinking. I must have been about 14. And I got a plastic bottle and I cut it in half. And I put Vaseline in the bottle, and I don't even know what other oils I put in there. I put in the microwave, man.
You did not?
The microwave went boom. Yeah. When I opened the thing, all these flames come out. Yeah. And my mum just got a new microwave. Yeah. It was black. And I remember thinking, what the hell? Anyway, so I've cleaned it all up. I'm lucky the whole place didn't burn down, but I cleaned it all up, and there was a tiny little black dot in the back of the microwave. I could see it, but I couldn't get it off. It was there for years, for actual years. And I remember one time my mum moved and then she still had the same microwave. I was like, oh, we still got that microwave. And I looked in the back and I just saw the dot. And I thought, if she ever knew, because my mum had such a massive fear of fire as well.
Oh, did she?
Yeah. But again, no one explained to me that Vaseline is like an oil, it's an explosive.
Yeah.
I hadn't learned that yet, clearly.
Yeah.
Maybe I just weren't paying attention.
See, my thing is, so we went through all this and we survived. We're fine. It's part of building character. But I just don't, these kids are different.
They're not built.
They're different.
They are very different, you're right. And they're very, I don't know if to describe them as soft is the right way, or a little bit fragile.
Yeah.
But definitely no, it's the panic stations would be what? Would be wild.
Yeah.
Would actually be wild.
I think that our kids are growing up in a time where we do a lot for them.
Yeah.
And
there's a lot of solutions for them already. Come on, air fryer.
Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah. We grew up in a time where mum worked, so we'd figure it out.
Yeah.
And also, I was travelling to and from school from primary school.
Wow.
Whereas my boys have always been picked up, taken anywhere they need to go.
Yeah. And I think that's the generational change. Everyone is. They're all picking up their kids. Even like my cousin, she's got two. Well, they're like adults now. But when they were in secondary school, she was taking them to and from secondary school the whole time.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's like, no, my kids won't get on the bus. I've got to pick them up. I'm like, oh.
So we live right next to our primary school. And by the time JC got to year 6, I said, right, you're going to start walking to and from school. Well, it wasn't 2 because I could take him before work, but him walking home from school. And so I got him a new bike and he started riding. And a lot of the parents were going, oh my God, how do you do that? Because he was the only one in his class that travelled home.
Wow.
Yeah. The only one. So they were just also shocked. But now for me, I felt like, well, he's the only one that's going to learn.
Independence, man.
Yeah, exactly. To be able to go to and from. So by the time he got to year 7...
he was ready.
Exactly that.
Yeah, he's ready.
Exactly that. Whereas his friends still haven't done that yet.
Yeah. And they have to fall over. Yeah. They have to figure it out. And you have to trust them and trust yourself that you've given them enough information and skills that they're able to carry themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what we're doing. We're nurturing them to be you know, small little young people that can survive
Yeah.
in the world, you know,
Yeah.
without us chaperoning them all the time, even though it's scary to let go.
And
It's scary.
It's one road. It's one road.
Yeah.
And my heart is like,
Beating. Yeah.
I'm tracking him
I
on my
feel
phone.
you. I feel
Why have you
you.
stopped? Why have
What's
you
going
stopped? But yeah, no, I feel like there's a hot part of parenting where you have to kind of let go and cut the cord yourself.
Yes,
And
before
allow
it
them
gets
to
cut
grow.
for you. Because I think maybe what happens is kids are like, nah. And
That's
you're
what
like,
my
whoa,
eldest
whoa, whoa.
did. That's what
Really?
my eldest did. Yeah. Oh my God. Everyone kept saying, you need to give him space. You need to let him be. And so I always say your first child is your practice child.
Okay.
And I wrapped him up in cotton wool.
Yeah.
And then he
Love
got
on
to an
him.
age where like you said, he's just cutting it himself now. And he's
Yeah.
like, let me be free.
Yeah, and I don't think I'd want that. I think I'll feel really hurt.
Yeah. I literally was.
Did you cope with that?
It was hard. I mean, we haven't even touched upon teenage years. So
Yeah.
my stepmom always used to say to me, teenagers are horrible. She used to say that you lot are vile. And she used to say, wait until you have kids yourself. Teenagers are horrible.
Really?
And you get through this, you get to this part where you're like, am I doing something wrong? You know, like,
You stop blaming yourself.
they don't like me.
Yeah.
Maybe I wasn't as much of a good parent as I thought. You know, like all these things come to
Yeah.
mind, but it's really just them and their hormones, and they hate everything. You know, I said the other day, I could be like, do you want a glass of water? I hate water. Yeah, I absolutely. And then his friend will go, oh, here's 8 bottles of water. And he'd be like, oh, thanks for that. You know?
Do you know what? That explanation is absolutely genius.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like for anyone listening that doesn't have a teenager yet, when you get to that stage, you're going to be able to remember Selena's words and say,
Yeah.
do you know what? It's not me, it's them.
It's them.
And just let it go.
Ride it out.
So what would
because
you
they
do
come-
differently this time in terms of like
I would
cutting the cord, but not, you know what I mean?
I would have
Like,
given him a lot more freedom.
okay.
You know, he was always the friend that wasn't allowed to travel. No, he
Okay.
wasn't allowed to go here. He wasn't allowed out like that. I would give him more freedom and I would listen a bit more. He felt like he wasn't heard, and a lot of teenagers do say that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, of course you're heard, you know? But really, I wasn't hearing him.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I really wasn't. I
He was
was
thinking what's best for him.
exactly. And I'm like, this is what I've got planned for you. And that's that.
Yeah.
And with teenagers, if you push that pull,
Yeah.
they really will. And there was times where I was just like, I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And then now we're out the other side. My son's Mother's Day card literally made me cry. He was like, so many of my friends have good mums. And he was like, imagine having a good mum and a best friend in one. And I was,
No,
listen,
that's
I'm going to
so
frame that.
sentiment.
Next
You
time
have
you
to.
speak to me, I'm going to be like, excuse
Remember
me.
what you said. Oh, I love that, Selena.
Listen, when he was 14, I never saw this.
Yeah.
I never saw this at all.
But I suppose it goes to it goes to us understanding that, you've like 12, 13 years of just you dedicating, pouring your life into your child. And then they get to a stage where they're figuring out their own vibe. They're trying to find their own mind, their own lane. They want to let you know and the world know that they can do it by themselves. And I think that it is our job to really take a deep breath, step back and say, cool, let me love you from here.
Yeah.
And I'll lean in whenever you need me to lean in, but I'm not going to be overbearing.
Exactly that.
And it's hard not to be overbearing. You're just flipping doing elf on a shelf, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you're talking about like, and now you're telling me to like chill. Like
Yeah.
it's hard. It's really, really tough.
Yeah. My son's words were, you're always doing too much, like
And this is
his
the
friends
thing.
are over and I'm like, oh, I've made you lots of something to eat. He's like, Mum, please.
You're doing the
No.
most.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've heard that and I feel like it's a certain type of mum that does that to their child. Because my friend, she is she's a businesswoman and she's got 2 kids. She's got age gap as well, actually. And she said to me that her eldest, like her daughter, said to her mum, like, the thing is, you just do too much. Like
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, if I want a sewing machine, instead of getting me a kid's sewing machine that I'd want, you'd get me a professional one.
Yeah.
And it's like, you're just doing the most. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I just want the shit thing. Like I
Yeah.
don't want the best.
Yes, yes.
And I think that we
Always
probably
wanna make
do
things
that.
perfect.
Want to make things perfect. And maybe because in our childhood as well, it's like we wanted more.
Yes.
It's like, well, let me give them my child everything so that way they
Exactly
don't
that.
want for nothing. When
Yeah.
really it's like, no, but I just want to be a bit average.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. There's
Yeah.
I don't think like there's any real way of getting through that. It just is the cycle, whatever your cycle is.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay, well, Selena, I'm going to ask you one more question before we wrap up the podcast. It's been absolutely amazing talking to you today. Like, I'm really inspired. I've said this to you before, though. I'm very inspired by your journey, inspired by your business, inspired by your motherhood. What tip would you give to any mums listening that want to get into business for themselves? What would be the one tip that you give them?
God, don't put me on the spot like this. One tip.
Just one tip, yeah. Like, what's the one thing you wish someone had told you?
It's going to sound cliche,
okay,
but don't give up. My friend still has the picture. When we was in school, we used to make a joke about my salon.
Really?
And I was doing people's eyebrows in the playground at school. And my shop was called Gash, Gash. Oh my God, Gash. And and then my friend was like, Glamour at Selena's house. I'm like, oh my God, Gash. So we always made that joke. And I think sometimes in life, you're not dealt the best cards.
Yeah.
But when I say don't give up, that dream seemed so far away for me and almost looked impossible. But in my head, that was a dream that I was going to make happen regardless. So I will say, like, there's going to be times where it looks impossible. You just got to keep pushing, and that time will come. It might have not been my time 7 years ago to open up my salon, but my time has finally come at this age, regardless. So I would say just keep trying, just keep going.
No, I love that. I think that is, like, you couldn't have ended it on a better sentiment. And you focusing and locking in on your vision all these years later, it just goes to show nothing is actually impossible. Everything is somewhere there. You just need to lock in and know that life's going to throw stuff at you. You just got to keep going.
Yeah, get back up.
And
get back up.
And it will get back up, dust your shoulders off. If your son's cutting the umbilical cord, don't be too angry.
Exactly.
No, but thank you so much, Selena. And I wish you luck and all the success in the future.
Thank you.
Wow, you're still here listening. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for listening to Trybe Talks. And if you enjoyed today's episode, then please share it with another parent who needs their tribe. Make sure you check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all that good stuff. And make sure you get involved and be a part of the conversation. Until next time, and remember, parenting takes a village. And now you've got one.